Happy New Year's Eve, everyone.
Yeah.
We got to ring in the new year with a good deep dive.
Right.
So,
Instead of diving into a whole bunch of articles, tonight we're gonna explore just one idea about looking back as we're getting ready to move forward,
yeah, there's a reason why New Year's Eve always feels so heavy. You know what I mean? It's like we're all programmed to hit pause and think about everything, of where we've been and where we're going.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because this time of year, it isn't really good or bad.
Yeah.
It's all about how our experiences shape how we feel when we look back.
Exactly. It's like New Year's Eve is like this giant mirror reflecting everything from the past year.
Yeah.
The choices we made, the good times, the bad times, it's all there. It can be awesome or, honestly, a little tough to look at. What do you think you would see? Like in your year-end mirror?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I think it's important to remember that none of us are perfect.
No.
No one has a perfect year, Exactly. And honestly, being too hard on yourself doesn't really help. When you're looking back, try to be kind to yourself. Remember, you're always growing and changing. It's all about progress, not perfection.
I love that. So instead of dwelling on what we see as failures, what if we ask ourselves, okay, what can I learn from this? What can I take away to help me grow?
Now you're getting it. It's funny how what we call defeats, they can actually be our best teachers. What if instead of seeing them as setbacks, we see them as lessons, with a sense of gratitude? That change in perspective can be so powerful for setting yourself up for success in the future.
So let's say you had a major roadblock this year. Instead of being hard on yourself, you could ask, okay, what did I learn?
Right.
How can I use this to make better choices moving forward?
Yeah. It's all about turning those oops moments, into stepping stones. But remember, reflection isn't all about the tough stuff.
Right.
It's also about those moments that made you feel proud. It doesn't matter how small.
Yeah, it's like those little victories we forget about. Maybe you finally started that side hustle you were dreaming about, or, you just made a relationship stronger. All those little wins, they all deserve a celebration. What stands out to you when you think about wins from the past year?
Oh, yeah. And those wins, they can really give you a boost going into the new year. But more than just acknowledging accomplishments. There's something special about that feeling of a fresh start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like having this giant blank canvas waiting for you to create something.
Exactly. And that feeling of renewal and possibility, it's so strong. It makes you want to dream big. Think about all the things you want to experience and create and achieve. What do you see yourself painting on that canvas in the new year?
Ooh, that's such a cool way to think about it. And I love that, that sense of possibility. It's not just about big goals.
Yeah.
It can also be about all those little choices we make every day that, shape our lives.
That's such a good point. It's not just about the big picture. It's those little things, too. The way you approach work or your relationships, even the way you talk to yourself. All those little things, they really add up.
Yeah. So I guess as we're looking back and looking forward, maybe it's less about the destination and more about the actual journey.
Here's where it gets interesting. What if, instead of focusing on the end result, you focused on enjoying the process?
All right.
A process that helps you learn and grow and, connect with others in a meaningful way.
So instead of being focused on just getting to a specific outcome, you're saying it's more about embracing the whole experience.
Right.
With all the ups and downs, knowing that it's helping you grow.
Yeah, exactly. And when you think that way, you're more likely to find joy in it no matter what happens in the end.
I love that. It's like switching from achieving to becoming. So maybe it's time to raise a glass to the year, to all the lessons and the connections, all the growth, big and small.
Yes. To the past and to the future, to the lessons we've learned and the dreams we still have.
Here's to all of you, our incredible listeners. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We're so grateful you're here with us. Speaking of the journey ahead, as we wrap up our New Year's Eve deep dive, I want to leave you with one last thought to think about as you go into the new year. What if we thought about New Year's resolutions a little differently?
Okay.
What if instead of a list of things to achieve, they were more like guiding principles for the journey?
It is a powerful shift, isn't it? If the year's end is less about the outcome and more about the journey, how would that change how you approach goal setting or even just everyday life in the new year?
It really makes you think. It's not just about what we want to achieve, but how we get there. Maybe it means focusing on building good habits instead of just chasing a specific outcome.
Yeah.
Or maybe it means being more present every day.
Exactly. It's like a reminder. Life isn't about checking things off a list. It's about creating something more meaningful
Yeah.
for ourselves and the people around us.
So on that note, we wish you all a very happy and fulfilling New Year's Eve. May this year bring you joy and excitement and the courage to keep learning and growing.
Cheers to a new year full of wonder and discovery.
And until next time, keep diving deep.